Hi, good morning all. Welcome to the Early Bird. You know, guys, I was going to mention yesterday my prediction before the game. I was going to predict Tkachuk in overtime. As a joke. I said it to my friend before the game. We predicted before the game what would happen. I predicted Tkachuk in overtime because I thought it'd be hilarious if it happened. My goodness. Did I really think it would happen? No, But I'm going to predict now before game 3. Tkachuk in overtime in Florida. Okay. Let's take a look at this, guys. Tkachuk scores in overtime again. Panthers defeat Hurricanes in game 2. 2-1 Florida final. The numbers? The Hurricanes again with the edge in shots 38-26 and the edge in faceoffs 56% to 44. The Panthers get a power play in this one, though. 1 for 3 in the power play. The Hurricanes 0 for 3. 30 hits for Florida, 24 for Carolina. Florida had 14 blocks. Carolina had 16. And 11 giveaways, Florida, 8 Carolina. Shots on goal. First period, yes, the Hurricanes came out with a vengeance trying to get to Bobrovsky, and they just couldn't do it. They score early, and that's it in this game. Unbelievable. 20 shots to 11. They couldn't get that the next 2 periods and overtime combined after. Next period, 8-8. The third period, they had the edge again, 8-3. But you could tell both teams were playing very cautious in that third. In the overtime, Florida, the aggressor again, draws a penalty, and they outshoot them 4-2 in the overtime. The scoring, Chatfield opens it up early for Carolina. Everything's looking good for their team, really. Aho and Nason get the helpers on it at 1:47, and that would be it for the night for Carolina. Folks, Carolina has one even strength goal in 10 periods on Bobrovsky at home in this series. We go to the second period. Barkov with, if you haven't seen it, I'm not even going to try to explain it. Go see the replay of that goal. Barkov ties it 1-1 for Mahura at 7:43. And that's it for the second period. We go to the third, no scoring. Like I said, a cautious period. They were playing overtime really in that third. And then Kotkaniemi draws a penalty, and a pretty play from Reinhart and Bennett to Tkachuk. The goal happens, and the same celebration, folks. He tells everybody, let's get off the ice. We're not going to fire up this team and celebrate on their home ice. Let's get out of here. Anybody that thinks it's cocky, you haven't played hockey. What he's trying to do there, guys, I'm telling you right now, is not just get his team off the ice. He's trying to make sure that he doesn't leave a memory in that team's head to fire them up, okay? That they were really rubbing it into them on their home ice. Don't think the opposing team, when they lose and they still have life in them, because the series isn't over. It was a game 7. Of course, they would have stayed on the ice, celebrated. But he immediately pointed to the door, let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of this building, and let's not fire up these guys whatsoever. Let's get in our dressing room. We can celebrate there. And you seen in the hallway, they showed, I seen a video that had some tape that showed where they were in the hallway celebrating, It's actually not stupid. It's the first time I've ever seen this, guys, ever. I could take these off. I've done enough with it, I think. It's the first time I've ever seen it, that players immediately, after winning in overtime, want to get the hell off the ice before celebrating. So I thought that was really, it says a lot about the leadership of this guy, Like he's now actually officially in the race for the Conn Smythe. Put it this way, the playoffs he's having, okay? Tkachuk against the O'Reilly playoffs with St. Louis, this is far better. Far better. It's not even close. It's night and day. O'Reilly's was good. This is great what Tkachuk is doing, guys. It's just great. Great leadership, great everything. So he's in the Conn Smythe talks now for sure. I thought he was before, though, as you guys know. But I could picture this guy being such a leader that if they won the Stanley Cup and Tkachuk got the Conn Smythe, I could see him immediately taking the Conn Smythe, skating over to Bobrovsky and giving it to him. I could see him doing that right in front of Bettman's face. I could see that. I could see Tkachuk being that type of guy, really. So this team is really what team exemplifies, you know, in the playoffs. This is guys, the best team in the playoffs right now is the Florida Panthers. There's no doubt in my mind. Like, I watch this team, and it's not about high-end talent. It's about team unity. You know, not celebrating the biggest moments in their history on the ice right now. Really, it is. I know they made the finals in '96, but this is really the biggest moments right now in Florida Panthers history. Their fans should be really proud of the way they're reacting, not just winning, the way they're reacting. And, you know, we haven't won nothing yet. Let's get the hell off this ice. Let's not fire that team up whatsoever. That's a good team over there. That's the first thing Tkachuk says in interviews. You see how mature he is in interviews? This guy is the whole package, and my goodness, what a player. What a player. It's a real pleasure to watch something like this in the playoffs. It's that special, you know? This is what makes the playoffs for me so worthwhile to watch, is what I see Tkachuk doing with this team, how they're transforming perhaps into a champion right in front of our eyes. You know, I really hope this is the team that wins the Stanley Cup this year, because they've been above and beyond the best story. Just the best story. You know, knocking off the powerhouse Bruins, knocking off the powerful Leafs, because the Leafs are a powerhouse. And then now they're knocking off really another powerhouse in Carolina so far. The series isn't over. And I'm sure they might even have the same reaction in Game 3 if they won in overtime. We're not going to celebrate too early, guys. Not till we're shaking hands with these guys. Is this series done? You know, like, this is really fun to watch, guys. I'm telling you, it's fun to watch. And the truth is, I hate having now to go watch, like, Dallas and Vegas. You know, like, but I'll watch it. It's still good hockey. It's just not as exciting as this series. This series is, like, above and beyond, way more exciting to watch, because the odds are these two teams are going to go right to the wire every single game they play. So it's really fun to watch. And Bobrovsky is quite a story. Folks, he lets in a goal in the first 2 minutes right away. That's it for the night. That's their offense. Unbelievable. It really is. It's an unbelievable story. It's fun to watch. I can't wait to see the Game 3 in this series now. In Florida, the place is going to go nuts. We know it. We're going to be seeing the Rats on the ice. We're going to be seeing all of it next game. So, yeah, so that's my take on his celebrations, because this is the first time in my life I've ever seen this. And that's what I take from it, is that he doesn't want to fire up the other teams, guys. He just doesn't want to fire up the other team. And you know, when he celebrated in Boston, don't forget they survived. That was different. They survived. Their season was on the line, and they survived. And they obviously had a real deep belief in that dressing room. And to come this close from losing, you know, was huge for them. And it might be the only time, folks, we see that Florida came that close to losing the rest of the playoffs. Weird things happen. This team actually reminds me of the '93 Habs. That's kind of what they remind me of. Just my thoughts on that. I know I've ranted too long. Hopefully I'll see you guys tonight. Have a great day, guys.